I have never been circumspect about speaking my mind on what I believe to be the way forward for Nigeria. I have never hidden my position. My position has always been clear. Nothing short of a revolution can save Nigeria from itself. Nigeria is already designed to self-destruct. If you are going to save Nigeria, you are going to have to own up to the fact that what we have is no longer sustainable. But when I say a revolution, I must be careful to define, because a lot of time what you find is that the evil men governing Nigeria have demonized the word revolution. But the word revolution comes from the French word revolver. Revolver means to turn around. Nigeria is heading to the cliff edge as we speak. The existing legal order has already been destroyed. The basis of the legal order governing Nigeria today, the 1999 Constitution, has been destroyed. So, we are either going to sit down, acknowledge the fact of the destruction of that document, and then begin to fashion a different way forward, or the system will grind to a halt and chaos will ensue. What do I mean? I would explain. The 1999 Constitution, a document a lot of us have assailed for years, sets out rules and guidelines and has provided for how things should be done. But there is no way that Constitution can continue to exist in the presence of a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. To validate Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency, the Supreme Court is going to have to shred the 1999 Constitution, and by affirming the heresy that came out of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. If the Supreme Court proceeds to validate that judgment, what you then find is that it would have opened the Pandora box for the destruction of the 1999 Constitution. It might take a day, might take a year, it might take 2 years, but that constitution effectively dies. They might enforce his death and continue to pretend that we still have a constitution and a democracy by sheer force of arms. It might be that those of us who desire a revolution might mismanage the movement, and then it turns into chaos simply because we fail to act or we act wrongly. But the fact of the matter is that you cannot sustain the lies of a constitutional democracy predicated on the 1999 Constitution and still have a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. A Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency means that we have 37 states. A Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency validated by the Supreme Court means that it does not matter if you are a crook or a criminal, you can be our president. A Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency means that you can lie about your name, your age, your parenthood, your schooling. You can lie about everything and anything. There are no moral bars to qualify for the presidency of Nigeria any longer. That is what a Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency validated by the Supreme Court will be telling everybody. So for me, our reality is that we didn't get here today. I was maintaining that a revolution was required for years. I sat down and wrote a book on the subject because I already knew that this system is unsustainable. At some point, all the lies Nigeria have been telling itself would catch up with it. All the lies of Nigeria have come to coalesce in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And now, Nigeria is being confronted with his own lies. Everybody who will presume to legitimize his mantle would have to take off their own gown of honor and wear it for him. And as they are wearing it for him, they are benuding themselves, and the cloth they are wearing for him cannot fit him. As they are wearing it for him, he will be torn. He is naked. It has pleased God to render him naked, and everyone who presumes to cloak him will be equally benuded. So, if they like, let them come to the knowledge of the fact that it is in the hand. That revolution can begin in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court can do something it has never done before, at least in recent times, which is to give justice.
You think it will do that?
It is entirely in their hands to do it or refuse to do it. That's their business. I'm not. Let's be clear. If that doesn't happen, it's up to the Nigerian people. But my own position is the same thing that I'm saying here and now. I didn't start saying this today, but I do remember that when they offered beavers and the amendment to the Electoral Act, some of us were front and center in telling the people, go and register. Let's register to vote. Let them refuse to honor the legitimacy of our vote. We will go to court. Before there was a Peter Obi, he's there. It's an imperative of the Nigerian Revolution. It was always there that the only way we could galvanize the people generally would have to be that we took advantage of the electoral route, took advantage of the judicial route, and all failed. Because you really cannot galvanize the people to act the way they need to act in relation to the Nigerian situation if you do not strip the entire system naked in front of the people.